Hi guys, my name is Yikang Wang. I'm currently a senior undergrad CS student. I'm very interested in the data science. My main responsibility for this project would be scraping data from third-party APIs and using them to have create, maintain, and revise MySQL databases frequently in all phases. Also, I'm the team leader for this team, so I am responsible for coordinating the teams. I also have created and revised on the technical report. Most importantly, I'm also responsible for buying the domain name for foodninja.club, and also on AWS, I set up the server on EC2 instances and also applying for that HTTPS certificate.
Hi, my name is Tian Bao, and I'm a senior student at here, majoring in computer science, and this is my last semester. I will graduate in May, and my responsibility for this project is backend stuff. I design and implement RESTful API, and I deploy the application on AWS, and also I use a feature in Django called ORM that connect application with database.
Hello, I'm Yijing Zhao. I'm currently a senior undergraduate student majoring in computer science. I'll graduate this semester. I'm mainly responsible for the front-end development of this project, including designing and implementing the components of the websites using React JavaScript. And I'm leading the development of pagination, filtering, and model page searching functions using React Bootstrap modules.
Hi, I'm Zhao Kun. I'm a third-year CS student, and my main responsibility in this project includes designing the layout of the model pages in the initial phases, and also the components for front-end development. I also assisted in applying pagination to the 4 model pages that we have. I also implemented sorting for the model pages and in general coordinated with my front-end teammates for this project.
All right, so my name is Gerald Joshua. I'm currently a senior year student. I will graduate this May. I'm responsible for the front-end development for this project. I started all web pages, mainly because not everyone has the front-end experience before. I also implemented all API calls to the backend as well as to GitLab. I also created the main search on the header that basically search all web pages against the keyword entered by the user. So that's pretty much what I've done for this project.
So we are developing the Food Ninja website in order to aggregate some important information about food, obviously. So we have the fruit and vegetable models where we show some detailed information about different kinds of fruits and vegetables so that the users can choose their expected diet more wisely. Meanwhile, we also have added a nutrition model where customers can get familiar with different nutrition as well. And last, we include a recipe model so that the users can get to know like what do those delicious and famous cuisines contains and which cuisines are more popular than the others. So for the navigation of our website, we design our model page with 9 instances for each model page, and we have a pagination component at the bottom of each page for user to navigate to different pages. So the pagination component has a clickable number of each page and the previous and the next button for users to go to the previous or next page. Meanwhile, we display each instance on the model page as a card component with an image, a title, and an important attribute. So as we can see, the image and the titles are clickable, where it leads us to the instant page immediately. So also we have a link between the connecting models, where in fruit and vegetable instances, users can check the details of different nutrition it contains and goes to corresponding nutrition instance page. Also, users can check the ingredients if the ingredients are contained in our fruit or vegetable instances, so in the recipes, and it goes to the corresponding instant page as well. So for the functionalities of the website, we can either do filtering, searching, or sorting inside each model page. So we have collected most of the filterable attributes and offer reasonable filter options. For example, if the users wants to find out fruits with high carbohydrate value, then we can check the carbs options, the filter options under the carbs attribute, and goes to the options of larger than 20s. And then we can see the instances of fruits which have carbohydrate value larger than 20. Also, like if the user want to check like all the vegetables and they want to know the energy level of different vegetable, we can check the sorting option of the energy attribute. And then we can choose descending order to find out the attributes with high energy, where we can see that like beans and eggplants has very high energy level. Also, meanwhile, like if the user want to find out like the most popular cuisines, so we can check the recipe models and we can check the recipe sorting options under the attribute of likes. We can also choose like descending, and then we can find out like the most popular cuisine is the quick and easy artichoke dip. And last, we also offer a searching option inside each model pages displayed here. So it will show the corresponding instances and highlight of our search word, while it also workable for us to search for like multiple target keywords as well. For example, if we search for apple and banana here, it will display all the instances with corresponding searching keyword and display it in highlight. So meanwhile, we also design a searching component on the main page, on the header of all the pages well, where it can search for the keywords in all our model pages. For example, if we search for apple, it will show the result. As we can see, the apple and pineapple are from the fruit pages, and the quick radish recipe and the applesauce recipe is from the recipe pages. And we can also filter by different pages if you want to have an option here if you want to filter. So you can see we can only check the fruit, and we can only check the recipe, and we can choose all of it as well.
So for backend stuff, I think we did API pretty well. The APIs are clean and organized well. And also, when I deploy application on AWS, we have a separate backend server and a front-end server. So front-end stuff basically are static files, and backend server is an actual server. So that makes us easier to make changes, and so we don't need to start a server on AWS for front end or something. We just we just make build and convert to static files. And I learned a lot of stuff for AWS and like how to connect AWS to our actual website and how IPs and route works. And a big thing I learned is coordination, like how to cooperate with your teammates and how to use Slack to communicate effectively. So we teach each other the structure of application, like how each member should do and what they are doing well and what they should improve. So I think what they are doing well.
The fourth question for self-critique in the backend part, the saying that we could do better is we should have a better coordination within our teams. So, for example, we should have a better time management skills. We should start very early. In phase 3, because of the coronavirus, we actually started just before 1 week the phase 2 was due. The fourth question would be, what effect did the campaign has for us? Is that since it's anonymously received reviews, we actually think that those are the very honest reviews, and also it's a good tool to help us to analyze and self-reflect on what should we improve for different phases. To the last question, I think the things that puzzle us the most would be figuring out what the user story really is and then solve them. And also, since we all don't have any experience with the front end, we actually spend a lot of time for those teammates to figure out how to do different things using React and JavaScript.
So I think what they are doing well is that their website is very clean and engaging. You can see news and tweets on their website. And also, I read their API documentation, and it's very organized. And I think the speed of their API is pretty fast. I like how they code in the Flask. And I think their RESTful API is efficient because it's very clean and very organized. And they get source from database, and their code is clean and easy to read, and also there are no some unuseful stuff in their code. So very good RESTful API. I think they implement our user stories very well. They implement them on time, and I think they implement our user stories very well. They implement them on time, and most of features are fully implemented. And even if there are some feature that they cannot implement, they gave us feedback very quick, so we get their responsibility soon.
What did we actually learn from their website? First, I know that they actually scrape a lot of data from different APIs, such as Twitter's API and different news publishers, such as CNN. Secondly, their website are really clean and beautiful. I really like their color choices and the layout. It's very simple and I feel like very easy to use. What can they do better? I think some of the country's images in the model are not loading properly. Secondly, the news could be represented better, since each news is very small and it's very hard to read online browser. Thirdly, it would be cool that they can actually implement like a dynamic Twitter hashtag. They can like get the real-time trending hashtag using Twitter. For the last question, what puzzles us about their website? First, it's hard to know which one is the top news. News could be chronologically by default, so that we can actually look at the news that happened most recently or on certain days. Lastly, it's really hard to find news that was sorted by topics, like that we are really interested in. For example, I'm really interested in technology. What can I do for using the website to find only technology news?